Hello once again, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, with something I'm really excited about. A custom diorama playset done in the style of the old Kenner, or shall I say, pallet toy, which for those not in the know, that is the British kind of, I should say, subsidiary, or rather just a separate company altogether that was the one that licensed out the Kenner toys in the 70s. They were the Kenner brand, or the Kenner version of the British version of Kenner. I'm not quite sure exactly how the relationship worked. I've done some research on it, but it is a bit confusing. Sorry to those of my my watchers across the pond. But Pallet Toy, I should say, is and was a company that produced the Star Wars toys for the UK. And most of the toys were pretty much the same in terms of the action figures, but there were some notable differences. The most famous one would be the Death Star. They, instead of having the Death Star playset, which was a in the United States, which was a elevator with 3 levels and a trash compactor, and it was one of the coolest playsets ever. They opted for a much more budget-friendly option, and went with kind of like a dome that was made of like a really thick, hard cardboard pieces that are kind of puzzled together, and there were different things that you can do. And while not quite as epic, as you can say, as the Death Star space station from the United States, it was quite fun in its own right, and actually is a highly sought after collectible in today's market. So much so that I was able to score pieces of it, and I'm looking to slowly complete the collection, either with original or even manufactured reproduction parts, so I can get it. Right now, the bulk of it is there. I'll insert a photo so you can see what it looks like during all this time I'm talking. But yeah, I'm looking to try to complete that. All I have are basically the cardboard pieces. That's it. Anyway, I digress. So Pallet Toy was this one company, and in addition to that, they also made the vehicles like the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter and the Land Speeder, but there were differences. I don't believe the X-Wing had electronics. They had an Imperial Troop Transport, also did not have electronics. They had the Land Speeder, but I don't think the thing popped up, the front end thing. So it's been fun to try to track some of those things down. Now, another more subtle difference, but it's different nonetheless, is the way they created the bases on their playsets. So there's, like, if you think of, say, the Creature Cantina playset, which had a much more solid base on it, and the Pallet Toy version of this was a little more of a flat base, and it was a little thinner plastic, and it just kind of rested closer to the ground, and it was just a little bit different. Still kind of cool. Well, there's this company called Pallet Toy, which is kind of a take on the name, and they have started coming up with their own playsets and their little dioramas that were made in a very similar fashion, very inexpensive, but still, great place to place your figures and things of that nature. In fact, if you look behind me there, you'll see right down here we have the Death Star detention block. And if you go back to a previous episode about a year or 2 years ago, I actually ordered one and I did a review. Well, this is another one, not the same one, but I'm going to show you this right now. And I'm going to tell you, this is actually a two-part, or I'm not just featuring one product here. I'm actually going to feature 2, which I will share with you momentarily. Let me just get this open. Now, of course, the way these are shipping from other countries, so the way that their shipping practices are a little different. I just want to make sure that I go nowhere near the box itself. But the last time I opened this up, I did it exactly like this, and it seemed to work fine. So let's hope for the best. But Pallet Toy, you can go and look it up. It's Paleetoy, and they have a whole bunch of different types of things that they have made. They've made kind of variations on a lot of these things. Here we go. They've made variations on the, but I love it. Like they do the whole thing. They do the box art. you know. So, and again, it's very nostalgic. Obviously, I'm not from the UK, so this is not nostalgic for me in that sense. But what I am nostalgic about is the fact that it is very similar in practice to how the Kenner was set up. Wow, they do an interesting job boxing up. Let me do some cleaning here. Boop, boop, boop. Box cleaning, box cleaning, box cleaning. Okay. Good packing supplies, Pally Toy. All right, here we go. Yeah, I see it. It's so exciting. All right, the Echo Base. This is the Echo Base Action playset. Now, in some ways, I will say it is very similar to Evaporators in most respects. Very similar to the first one that I got in most respects, but not totally. First of all, okay, is it the same kid? I think it is. I love the box art. I absolutely adore this. Okay, you've got the little boy playing. I'm assuming a relative is playing there. Okay, you've got him using all the original action figures, including the Wampa, and it's just outstanding. I love this. Absolutely love this. Okay, but I haven't even opened it up yet, so let's do that. So, I think one of my favorites, ages 40 and up. So, kids, sorry, you can't play with this. This is Daddy's toy. All right. All right. So, now this is interesting because there is it included a Next 17 little brochure. And the reason it included that is because this is actually a joint project between Pally Toy, and Next 17. For those who don't know Next 17, here's their little card. Next17.com, thenext17.com. They have been creating what they are, I guess, describing as custom action figures that they believe are of the next 17 that would have come out. Now, I don't know how true that is. In fact, at this point, we're way past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're way past 17. But I think they've just kind of come up with a bunch of others. I absolutely adore them. I've purchased a lot of these figures. I haven't purchased all of them, but I purchased quite a few. And you can see, some of them are just variants, but there's a lot of original sculpts, and obviously done in the style of the original Kenner action figures. So I'll get to what this is in a minute, but let's put this together. So here's our base, and again, like I said, it's like a nice plastic base. They put a little piece of cardboard on the bottom because it is pretty flimsy. It's pretty thin, but the cardboard really gives it a little more heft, so that's good. And you can see it's got a little base there with a few items that you can put on. So what do we have? Well, we have and it has a really cool instruction page, which is done in the style of the original instructions. I love that. You've got your backdrop, right? Which is essentially a just really simple place it. I guess it's right like that. Maybe. Just want to make sure. Wrap around and place over tabs. I don't know if maybe you don't have to rest them down, but it feels like, I will say, it does feel like the cut. Am I doing this wrong? Oh, I guess that's all right. See, there you go. Now you do have this little piece of plastic here, which is essentially, I'm sure you haven't figured it out by now, these are in fact the bacta tank. Oop, get out of there. Ooh, get out. Extra plastic that is not giving up. Now the bacta tank, I will say, there we go. It's pretty simple. It's just two pieces of plastic that fit in. Fit 2-piece bacta chamber inside caps. So I'm guessing it's that, but I guess they give us another one? Is it like supposed to be like this? I'm guessing. Okay. And then you have the fold card and place under desk. Oh, apply decals. All right, so we'll do that real fast. We got some really cute. Thank you for bearing with me here. All right. So again, I will say that overall, it's very much a. Oh, I see. Okay, it's a very similar setup. Although I think I'm trying to remember if they did decals back then. I'm trying to. Come on. Let's go. There it is. Okay. And make sure that I do it right here. Assuming this is how we do it. Now I will say that, you know, is it exactly like the stuff back in the day? You know, again, I can't speak for Great Britain toys. I wasn't there. What I can speak for is the fact that in some ways us Americans were jealous. Once we started to know, remember back then there was a great deal of unknown. You know, we didn't really know about what you guys had, just like you didn't necessarily know about what we had. And I will say that the base is fine, or the top of the table is fine. The other part, it feels like it goes a little bit there. So, all right, then we take our little. Oh, sorry about my laundry. Okay, now, how do we apply decals on desk surface and a round edge? Okay. So I'm trying to see, is there a fold in here? Wrap back. All right, let me turn this way. Let me look at the picture to make sure I'm not missing something. Well, it doesn't really say. All I can say is that all right, so it looks like I got to do a little folding here. Yeah. Yeah, because of the part. All right, so I'm going to just fold a little bit on either side of this. Maybe that's necessary. I'm guessing it's necessary, but it seems to be okay. I'm going to fold a little bit more. Hope I'm not doing this wrong, Pally Toy. I think the last one, they seem to remember that they gave me a. All right, that seems to be better, and I'm gonna knock it in there. Okay, there we go. All right. Now again, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, it is a little flimsy. Okay, most aspects of this are a little bit wiggly, but you can see, a little buzz there. You can see that it's a pretty cool piece, very reminiscent for us United States folk. It's very reminiscent of the Rebel Command Center, the Land of the Jawas playset. Okay, any of those the Cantina. Okay, any of those types of playsets that had a very similar vibe, right? Now, that is not the only part of this. Oh no, no. This is where Next 17 gets thrown in. Yes, we have a bacta tank. We need a Luke Skywalker. We need a Luke Skywalker in his bacta tank. So, I took the liberty of doing that. Now, it just so happens that I ordered a second bacta tank. Okay, and I'm going to actually use this one because it is, in fact, a solid piece of plastic and not two pieces that are, you know, two pieces that are you join together. And it has slightly more solid bases. Okay, so let me and it wouldn't give me a little. This, if I ordered this by itself without the playset, I have a little backdrops, a couple of backdrops I can use. Right, I don't really use these, but it's nice that they come with them, and it comes with a nice Next 17, like a larger card version of what I just got here. Right, but let me get all this together here. All right, put all this on the side. Yeah, I just kind of went on a frenzy with the Next 17. I saw a bunch of their other figures getting reviewed. So here's Luke. Poor bacta tank Luke. Poor guy. All right, so I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to see if I can place this in. Now, I have a feeling I'm going to have to do... What did I do with the plastic container? Did I drop it? Okay, that's... Oh, it's still in here. Yes, it is. Whoopsie. It's all happening live. All right, so this guy is a little bit more sturdy. Okay. However, I will tell you that if you can put him the base in the top, and I can put Luke in, which I'll do it. Boop, there he goes, and there he is in the bacta tank. Now, you could just rest it here, which is fine, or you can drop him in the middle. Got some. We'll just say it's some bacta. And then you can rest it like that. So you have a couple of options. You can either use this bacta tank, which I'm just going to leave off to the side as a spare bacta tank. I think in his case, I am going to put him in this bacta tank. And I'll just, go away. Now, you don't have, so in other words, you don't need to buy the second. I mean, I just ordered from Next 17. I didn't realize that it was going to come with this, but it's okay. I ordered this bacta tank anyway, which I kind of like better. I do like the Pallet Toy playset. It's great. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up a little higher so you can see it. Okay, a little bit better, right? There it is. Let's see if I can populate this. Let's see if I can populate this with some Star Wars figures here. Let's see. Well, I got a Chewbacca. I can throw Chewbacca in here. All right, let's put Chewbacca over here. Oh, looks, they even have like some places to put their feet. I got a Han. I happen to have a Hoth Han right next to me. I'm gonna put him over here by the controls. Actually, what I should get is a 2-1B to put on the controls, but I can't find those just yet. Oh, I got a few more here. Hold on. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll put Han next to Chewie. Now, I know he was dressed in his Bespin fatigues, but I'll put the Rebel soldier right there. And I don't need a Luke because I'll tell you what I got. I got an R2 and a 3PO. Okay, so I'll put now I don't know if 3PO is going to stand. He is very, I'm going to lean him up against the wall there because he is very limber loose limbs there. And R2, that's a really, really cruddy R2, but it's okay. And there we have the Pallet Toy Luke in the bacta tank playset. Palitoy, I should say. With the Next 17 custom Luke Skywalker. Now, I absolutely adore this, okay? This is exactly the kind of thing, and I'm telling you, Kenner / Hasbro, don't get me wrong. I know you are a business, and I know that you have your business thing to do, and you're going to do the best you can to make the most money for yourselves and for your shareholders. I get it, okay? But I will say that if there was a way that you could have kind of a retro line of not just the figures, which you're doing, and I appreciate it, but also to put in some retro small play sets like this, I would, and they are sort of doing it. You know, the Imperial. I just did a review on a Imperial Light Cruiser hallway. All right, they did the Rebel Blockade. They did the Bespin set. So they are kind of doing it, but we want it more like this because it is a small. For one thing, this is a nice compact thing. This will fit on most shelves. This will fit in most display cases. It's a good thing. So I absolutely love this. Palitoy, you knocked it out of the park. You've made a regular customer out of me. I will be purchasing more because I have been enjoying putting figures. And, I will be honest, I cross-pollinate. Sometimes I'll put newer figures in, meaning like, the newer style figures into these play sets, okay? Sometimes, because I don't have an unending collection of loose figures. I don't. I mean, I have some, but, only a handful. If I go to an antique store or whatever and I see a few lying in a box, I usually pick them up, mainly for stuff like this, so I can put them in displays. Anyway, so that'll do it. That'll do it for this episode, folks. Again, check out Palitoys, and check out thenext17.com. You can find both of them if you just do a search on Google, and you'll find them. And they are not sponsors of the channel, although I'd love to. If you happen to watch this channel, either one, Palitoy or Next 17, I'd love to be a sponsor. Thanks so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram and Bluesky. Check out Darth Tuba's unboxing page on Facebook. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Let's communicate. If you have any suggestions on things you want me to review or unbox or talk about, please do. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Oh, and thank you to Red 5 for supporting the channel. Check out all the other content on Red 5 Network. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.